Hey, I'm Jocelyn and it is Friday, and so we are making cocktails, and Sandra is going to make for us a brown derby, which is pretty simple, interesting thing. One of my favorite parts of it is that it has honey syrup, and you can catch that in a different video on how to make honey syrup. This is an easy thing to make, and you can also just kind of keep it stored away, and it takes a long time for this to kind of get nasty, right?
Yeah, you keep it in your refrigerator for at least a couple of weeks, or up to a few months.
Okay, so mine stays in my fridge for like 2 months, maybe
Mine
3.
too, but I think that the health department says.
You know what?
We're
not the health department. Maybe you should just ask your health department. But we're gonna make you a cocktail, and I actually made this 2 days ago, actually for the video. So you'll understand just how to do it, and it's fresh. Don't worry, we're not gonna die making this.
The official position of Simply Jocelyn is store your honey syrup no longer than 2 weeks
in the refrigerator. All right, so let's get going with our brown derby now that we've goofed off.
Here we go. Okay, so we're just gonna start by filling
icing.
Our shaker with ice. Got a runner. We're gonna put in an ounce and a half.
Ounce and a half of bourbon.
And this is a little bit unusual because you don't think of bourbon. It's an ounce and a half.
Bourbon's almost always 1 ounce or ounce and a quarter, because that's kind of what a shot is. But most drinks, it's 2 ounces, I feel like. I mean,
it
because
depends.
bourbon's a good standalone sort of thing, and you rarely have other, you know.
It depends. It totally depends on the cocktail and what other ingredients, how many other ingredients.
Well, that's a thing, isn't it? How many other ingredients can fit in the glass?
This is simple. So we've got an ounce and a half of bourbon, and in here I just have 1 ounce of freshly squeezed grapefruit juice. I literally cut it in half, squeezed into the measure, and
then we ate the other half.
Could not be easier. And then I'm gonna put in
honey syrup. So this stuff is just, if there was a nectar of the gods, somehow I think that it would probably be bourbon and honey. I think those two things just go so nicely together, and this is definitely a special sort of thing.
They do, and the honey is going to balance out and give richness to that grapefruit flavor that we put in. So it really is a pretty, it's a really nice cocktail that you just wouldn't necessarily come to mind normally. So
well, I mean,
I'm going to shake.
You shake. I'll talk right over your shaking. It seems like kind of weird and complicated because how many of us really have grapefruit juice in our house all the time and honey syrup? But we actually have honey syrup in our homes. And so to do this, I literally went out and bought 1 grapefruit, which is great. I can only eat like half a grapefruit now and again.
Right,
in childhood.
And going back to the idea of simply, and this is just a nice fat swath of grapefruit rind, and I'm gonna just rub it, and I'm also gonna just twist it right over that. I don't know if you could see those ice crystals move when I release the oils out of here into there, and then drop it right in.
That's part of the thing with a twist. When you actually twist it over it, if you're paying attention, you'll see a little bit of those oils kind of spray out, and they're lovely, and it changes your nose. I love this cocktail. I really love this cocktail. Like, this is it's got a little bit of sweet because of the honey, and then that grapefruit cuts that. The two like balance each other really nicely. And you know what? Bourbon should be in all the cocktails. But
maybe not
every single one. That would get boring, maybe. But it would all taste good.
But this is a good, different cocktail that it's very easy to make. You don't come across it very often, so it's an old school cocktail. Yeah. And I do tend toward those old things. I'm glad they're having a bit of a revival. So I hope you'll try it at home, and I hope you'll enjoy it.
Awesome stuff. So we'll see you next Friday for another great cocktail.
Cheers.
Bye.